your physical eyes cannot see in the spiritual realm, and you don't know what you're letting into your life, trying to say goodbye to a loved one. It may not be a loved one, and it may cause your demise. So I would say be very careful, guys.
Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to D&D News Media. Now, public announcement. On the 23rd of September, we will start collect money for the table. And let me say this once. All of the people that want to be a part of the table, this table is gonna be a 2-in-1 table. We'll do that table here for Christmas and New Year's. Because we have a lot of people that understand. And me see it happen last year. A bag of people are call me, D&D, me get this amount of money. This go on, that go on. And when I check it out January morning, you have some man can't put on them pot pan fire. And you have some woman a ball and say, boy, then bring out the kids to the Christmas and done everything. 2025 is going to be a year of focus. So if you're not focused, you're going to get lost. Every year is a different year. And as a spiritual man, if you don't want to take my advice, you depend on your own. But 2025 is the year as you slip your slide. So you have to be careful where you're investing at, where you use your money buy, all of them something there. 2025 is a year of business. So next year, who want own house, who want achieve car, next year is the year to manifest that desire. Now, the table, the contribution towards the table is 100 to 150. If you are a person who want to do business, want to start a business, and you have the channel, but you just want the prosperity, you want the blessing, it is 150. If you are a regular person, I take care of your family, and you provide, and you work hard, you want to get supervisor position, or you want to even forget more money in your work. Because some people are work for years and never get a raise up here. The minimum is $100. So 150 for the people that want to start a business. If you're already working with me and you're on a level of prosperity, 150. If you are a new customer and you want to be a part of the table, you never be a part of the table before, it's $100 US. Now, that table will be a 2-in-1 table. So basically, when it come close to December, we are going to do goat, we are going to do, we call it again rabbit, and we are going to do one next thing, dove. Rabbit, dove, goat. Separately apart from that, we are going to have the table where candle, fruits, all type of things. So 2 different order. One is for protection and business with wealth, and the next one is for prosperity and blessing. I always do the prosperity and blessing table. You know that table. That table give a lot of people opportunity. That table give a lot of people breakthrough. So, I go do 2 tables, because it don't make no sense. I go do 1 table for December and then we have to go do one next table for January again. No. We have to do 1 thing and done. And remember, I'm telling you about 2 or 1 month ago to go and put one look of money aside. Now, if you wish to start donate the money before the 23rd, like suppose you want to send the money come tomorrow morning, it is up to you. I am collecting money in PayPal. If you have Cash App and you have Zelle, I will give you a Cash App information or a Zelle information, and that person where you send the money to, they will send it to my PayPal, because I like to have a list of everything. I love when people have PayPal, because when I don't have PayPal, I can just go into the PayPal and look on a name. I'm not in America, I'm in Jamaica, so I do not have Zelle and I do not have Cash App. Whenever you see me give you a cash app or me give you a Zelle, it's a customer who me trust. Because we have loyal customer and everybody bad. Or some family member. So, what I want you guys to do is, do not panic, do not fret. If you don't have Zelle, you don't have cash app, you don't have none of them something there, and you want to be a part of the table, I will tell you where to send the money and that person will get the money to me. So me don't want nobody to run up and down and panic. But me like when the whole of the money there one place in the PayPal. So me can just look upon the name them, write down the name them and add the name them to the table. It is less confusion and it work easy for me. Now, me get that out of the way. Alright, I give you a secret remedy. I want you guys to write this down right now. 4711 cologne and white wish perfume. Do not take any picture and send me and say, D&D, I eat this, I this here talk. Sometimes some things is annoying. If me tell you say, one bath soap, buy one bath soap. You can't go to the supermarket and take up one fab soap and say, boy, D&D see soap here. Me did done tell you say a bath soap already. Now let me say it again. 4711 cologne, white witch perfume. White witch perfume. 4711 cologne. And a pack of incense. Money drawing incense. Me I give you a remedy. Anytime spirits if you make give you a remedy, me give you a remedy. You're gonna use those two perfume and spray upon your neck, spray behind your ears. Every day. Now, when you're there in your yard and you have free time, the money drawing incense, you sit down by yourself in one little corner. No disturbance, no picnic, no woman, no man, nobody at all. Sit down in your bathroom, by your toilet, find somewhere lonely and meditate upon money and burn the money incense. You know why no father now hold no money and now make no money? Because on do things back way and on now do things the right way. Some man on burn the incense them and on do the thing them and on mind their Panama, on mind their Ochi, on mind their Africa. These things are serious things. If me I do a work for you and you want breakthrough and prosperity, whenever me give you a list and I tell you say use them here and them here, you have to focus. Enough time there and I work for people and I say, you know what, let me check what I go on. And when I lift up a picture and check what I go on, a man when I just tell a while ago say, here what I go on, brother. Light up your incense, light up your candle, meditate. Man light up your candle, you know, burn incense. And then gone a woman yard. You don't know where woman a come from. You don't know which part woman did there. Sometimes you can't do them things and hitch up around people, brother. Oh, the angel them a go contact you know. Oh, the messenger them a go contact you. Messenger not just talk to me alone, you know. Messenger is here for everybody. Angels is here for everybody. You know why me can look on you and tell you what to do? Because I'm very obedient. Me always do something by myself. When me usually start to them things here, people think say me not like people. People think say me have something against people. But no, me always do by myself because I want to hear what me fi hear. I want to hear when the angel them a give me a message. I want to hear when the messengers them attack. Someone don't have to understand say these things are not a joking thing. This is not like when you go to work and hear people business and it feel nice still. And so you go, you have to meditate, you have to be obedient, you have to have some form of discipline. And that is why not everybody get them type of gift here. It's not everybody get them type of gift here because you have to discipline. I want dangerous something. Certain time of year, certain time of week. There was certain time of week, certain time you have to just lock away yourself from a woman. Certain time you have to just lock away yourself from a man. Ask any spiritual woman, ask any spiritual man. Sometimes you have to see woman, not care woman sexy, and not care how if something look fat, you have to just cut your eye and pass it. Yeah. Sometimes I have to just see my wife and cut me eye. And know say you are focus, we are focus on. We are give people breakthrough. You have to stay focused. Because at the end of the day, as a spiritual person, you can't tell every minute you are dabbling in sex. You can't dabble in certain things. When you do certain things, you have to clean. You have clean and you have unclean. So now have to learn these things. I'm telling you, to be a spiritual person, it is not easy, It comes with whole heap of discipline, It comes with whole heap of discipline. Now, back to the Haiti argument. Haiti is a very dangerous place. And you have high levels of spirituality. You all know about the Kangle, you all know about the Isle, you all know about the artists them were dabbling at Obeah. We talk about all of them something there all the time. But we are up on a different part now, we are up on a different level. You see, Haiti, there's a lot of things with Haiti. And after doing some research and gaining some knowledge, it is actually a case where you have people way deeper than me, we can transform your spirit and turn you in an animal. Now, many of the people that listen to me, they never hear them type of talking here yet. So, maybe you now wonder if I get crazy or not. No, I am not. Every culture is different. We as Jamaicans, we know about certain things. Man hold down man, woman tie woman, man give man big foot, man wear gathering, sacrifice, cult, all of those stuff. But yeah, it is very deeper than that. You actually have different levels of spirituality. In some cultures, them can literally take your soul out of your body, put it in somebody else. All type of scary things, all type of things happen across the world. Now, because I want to get comfortable and want to learn and understand, I have a clipping of somebody that grew up in Haiti. This youth that grew up in Haiti, and I do some studies of him because we have to learn from our black brothers. I'm not the type of person go like me know it all and go like say somebody can teach me something. As the days goes by, me I learn. And that is why I'm always relevant. That is why I always have content. Because me always I read, me always I research. I not just stuck my head in one place. So I always can despise and separate and give no content. Because I always I read up on different culture. We in the Haitian culture, And on the topic of Haiti, we're going to depend on this topic for a little bit. And this topic is going to be very scary, very deep. I'm going to expose some things to you what you never know could happen. But I want in the spirit to be comfortable and not have an open mind about the deep transition where we are going on right now. So as I say, this brother here grew up in Haiti, and him also have a sister with somebody, Obeah, and the sister dead, and Fim uncle bring back the sister. When the sister come back on earth, the sister don't remember nobody at all. It is very scary and it is very deep. Now, for the people that want spiritual help, for the people that want spiritual reading, for the people that want spiritual ring, the number will be in the comment section. And if you notice, hours in the morning, So that for sure you say, when uno there on a bed asleep, when uno there in a phone comfortable bed asleep, or up a read, or up a chant, or up a fast, or up a pray. Them thing here is why you see D&D depend a part where I'm always have a depend, because I study spirituality to a level where Me can't sleep comfortable. You have to always up. You have to say a prayer and chant 3 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the day, 3 o'clock in the day. You have to know these things. So if you notice, I in the morning, you know. So most of them go wake up and see that video here. For the people them in England, as the video drop, as usual, you can listen to the video and watch the video before anybody else. People, one at a time, what me usually love to do, you always comment in the comment section and interact. Me not so not do that no more. Stop make the thing look like a joking thing. The more you comment in the comment section is the more YouTube push the video. I notice that some of my video them YouTube now push it because I be a selfish people that on the platform from the other day. Or now share the thing or now comment in the comment section. Me not work with the silent viewers type of behavior, you know. It's either you are a part of the movement or you're not a part of the movement. Comment in the comment section. Even if you don't want to, nobody if you know say you. Use one different phone and comment in the comment section. Because when you comment in the comment section, the algorithm push the video. And when the video push, people all over the world can get to listen and get to hear what go on. Do not keep the knowledge to yourself. Do not keep this platform to yourself. This platform is for you and everybody. You understand? So when you see the video get all 110K, 5K, 15K, if you look and check the video, people are like up the video and people are commenting at the comment section. So continue with it and make the video can reach as far as where it for go. Remember now you alone out there struggle with spirituality. Remember now you alone out there I lose your job, I get fight in a workplace. Remember now you alone out there, I got through a relationship problem. Remember now you alone people I work over upon. So you have other people out there, Bahamas, Trinidad, all over the world, we're under spiritual attack. Share out the video so people can get help. And that's what they have to do. Anyways, as what I said to you, this video gonna be very disturbing. I want to listen to every clippings we wanna see and think about it. It sounds scary, it sounds unreal, it sounds impossible, but some crazy things are going on earth. And the level of intellectual we me there to the level of intellectual peoples where they here way before me and have certain books and know certain things, you'd be so surprised. And for the year of 2025, it's gonna be a whole different ball game. Because we're gonna go to some different country where practice different spirituality and we're gonna discover some new things. But for now, just listen to the content, comment in the comment section. As I say, this brother here, he grew up in Haiti. So, it is best to make somebody from Haiti talk than for the Jamaica and I tell you now what I go on in Haiti. And so me do it. So, I'm going to make that brother here talk and him can deliver. See me, I'm in Africa, if he come right now and say, D&D, how is the spirituality in Jamaica? Or him link a man in America and say, yo, how is the spirituality in Jamaica? What is spirituality like? How them work them Obeah? How them do this? A man going to say, yo, you have to link D&D, you know. You have to go to Jamaica and link D&D. Them man, they will tell you everything. So this brother here, him grew up in Haiti, him is a Haitian, him know everything about Haiti. So him me gonna make talk right now. So the video them I did see, me gonna replay them with a new clipping. Cause remember so the lady, you know, we end up going to Haiti and disappear. I am now realizing that the woman is not really dead as what we think. Yes, she's dead to the world, but them turn her in a one animal. As what I say, every culture different. It might sound crazy, but there are some crazy stuff going on in the world. Do not quick to jump up and say, oh, a foolish that. Nothing can go so. If you don't know and you don't have the experience, you are going to say nothing no go so. No. The lady, when them say disappear, me go run back the clippings and me go play one clippings with her son. And after that clippings, you go see the youth will grow up in a Haiti. I'm going to tell you everything about Haiti. And it's a youth with, because him a Haitian, him going to make his wife explain everything. Because you know a certain culture, it's kind of hard to understand. So what going to happen is, you're going to see him in the video, but his wife I go talk, I'm married. So I'm going to play the clippings right now. I want to listen. Everything, comment in the comment section. And if y'all watch this right now as the video drop, as in the early morning, me advise you to turn on the light in the room. You understand? Do not listen to this video in the darkness. This is very scary. Alright, my people? Alright.
Decision to fully embrace the Voodoo faith by becoming a Mambo priestess. Dana and a group of other Americans traveled to Haiti for the initiation ceremony. So on July 13th, remember that date, July 13th, Dana sent a message to her son, Timothy, telling him that she was headed to a church and wouldn't be talking to him again until July 21st. That's a week later. But that was the last message that Timothy ever got from his mom. And on July 22nd, Dana's family was told that she had died unexpectedly during the ceremony. What's the latest information you've been given about your mom's death?
In regards to what actually happened, I haven't heard any information. Probably within 2 weeks. I've mentioned before that I have a death certificate, but it doesn't. It's from Haiti, and it doesn't list what happened. It really just has like a name of a hospital, my mom's first, middle, and last name, and her date of birth, and then a time of death.
Dana
that died and was rose up again. That's very common in Haitian culture. So what happened was his sister got into an altercation with a woman in the neighborhood. I guess in English it would be like a witch. These people practice black magic, but they don't let it be known like that. So she got into an altercation with the woman, and she disrespected her, fussed her out. One thing about Haitians, they don't like when younger people disrespect adults. They take that very seriously. And so I guess she fussed out the woman. The woman said, all right, I'll give you 3 days. They don't usually say much. When they're witches like that and they practice black magic and they know what they're doing, they don't say too much to you. They don't do too much talking. They just give you a time frame, or they don't say nothing at all. But for her, I think the woman told her, I give you 3 days. And then the sister was like, despite her being raised up in that culture, she still disregarded the woman, still was rude. And then when the 3 days came, she got sick. She had a fever. And then no medication would bring down the fever. No doctor could help. And then they heard that she passed. So after
2 months.
After 2 months?
Yeah.
Okay, she passed, and then the funeral was held, and then he has an uncle that practices the black magic, and then they end up finding out that it was through black magic she died, not from natural fever or sickness. And then he did what he did, and he rose her up from the dead. I know it sounds crazy. The reason why I believe it, I've been hearing these stories since I was a kid too, because my parents are from Haiti as well. But someone who does not have a Haitian or African background or Caribbean background, it seems crazy. It seems like a story, and a lot of people don't like to believe it, but there's so many stories about this stuff, but they're not stories. They're reality that happens back on that island. But that's basically in a nutshell what happened, unless you want me to say something else.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, so that's what happened to her. And for the uncle that
was able to raise her from the dead. The reason why he was able to do it, number one, he practices witchcraft as well, like a warlock. I don't know. I don't use these terms in English, but with people who practice black magic, I guess there's levels to it. So you have to have the person who's gonna raise the one that's dead. Because in a sense, the woman who did it, she did it to teach a lesson because she was upset, to show the family that she don't play. So if you're gonna mess with black magic like that, you have to be in black magic, and your level has to be higher than the person who did it. So let's say I'm just making this up, the level part, because I don't really know the numbers or whatever. But let's say that woman was a level 4 witch. A level 1, 2, or 3 wouldn't be able to do it. And if they do, she can overpower them and target them and target their family. So it would have to be a level 5, level 6, someone who has a higher level than she. So in a sense, it creates a sense of fear for the woman, because she knows, okay, if he was able to do that, he has a higher level than me. So that's why he was able to raise her from the dead without there being any repercussions. Yes, she's still alive. She's still back on the island. The thing with them, after being dead for so long, when they are brought back, they're not the same. They're a little off. It's like they didn't know what happened. They're like confused. There's something off about them. And then you can't really talk about what happened. You can't keep reminding them of their past, if I'm not mistaken, right? You don't keep telling them, this is what happened to you. And is it scary? I'm sure it was scary to see that, you're living with a dead, or used to be dead, sibling. Again, I was born and raised here, but I've heard these stories. Again, they're not stories. I've heard people speak of these events from Haiti, and I asked the same questions you guys have asked, but I've been asking them since I was a kid. So now it's like, okay, yeah.
Okay, so I know a lot of the people in the comments are asking a couple questions, like, was she actually buried, and how did they raise her from the dead? She was buried. To make it make sense, or what makes sense to me, how I made sense of it to me, I don't do this stuff, my family doesn't practice, but to me, I would say that the person is pronounced dead. They have no heartbeat, they're not breathing, they're like in a comatose state. So in the physical realm, because when we're dealing with black magic, we have to understand there's the physical realm that we're all in, and then there's the spiritual realm. So with the black magic, the person is pronounced dead in the physical realm, and in the spiritual realm, they're still alive. So they're like in this comatose state, pronounced dead. They do a whole burial. But from what I remember and what I was always told is that when they do the burial, in the casket, they have to drill a hole. There's like a little hole that needs to be drilled in the casket, and that's so that if you do decide to raise the dead, you can I guess your words can pass through the hole. I don't know. It's weird, but this is how it's always been said from people who know this stuff. And so after the person is buried, so the uncle went to raise her. So I guess what they do, I don't know if they go in the broad daylight or at night, but what they do is they say a prayer to raise the person back. And so when they say the prayer, of course, the hole has to be drilled. Sometimes the person, like, let's say if the person who killed her through black magic, like the witch, if she wanted to be evil, she would go and raise up that person, bring them back to life so that they can be their slave worker, if that makes sense. But in this case, that didn't happen. The uncle went and rose her back up. And then what he had to do is, once you raise them back up, supposedly you say the prayer. It's so weird, but again, these people who do it, it makes sense to them. I know you guys, it doesn't make sense, but bear with me. This is what I've been hearing since I was a kid. And this is what happened in his sister's situation. They say the prayer. The person who's saying the prayer is standing in front of the tomb at the cemetery. They say the prayer, and apparently the prayer goes through the little hole that was drilled. And then the dead body appears behind you. Pretty creepy. But I guess you have to have good timing or know what you're doing, because the person appears behind you, and as soon as they appear behind you, you have to slap them with force 3 times. Because apparently when they show up behind you, I guess they're in this confused state and they're angry. They are aggressive. And I've always heard that they can attack you. And if they attack you first, then something about, yeah, so if the dead person that you rose up attacks you first, you're gonna die. That's how the spiritual world, mystical world works. If they attack you first, you're gonna die. So the goal is the person raising up the dead has to attack them, slap them 3 times, and then they become your slave. Then you're their master. But in this situation, the uncle wasn't raising her up to be a slave worker. He was raising her up because that was his niece that he wanted to bring back. And I think once they say the prayer, you slap the person. I think you have to wrap them up in something, take them to, I guess, what we would call a shaman. And then they say their prayers and they do their herbal medicine and whatever, and it brings the person back to life. If I know it doesn't make sense, but again, this is how Haitians been doing it. It doesn't make sense to Americans. Even sometimes me, I have 100 questions, but it's real. People who practice voodoo will tell you that. People who've known people who practice voodoo will say that. I don't know much about it, but I'm the messenger because my husband wanted me to speak because my English is better. Hope that kind of clears some stuff for you guys. That he has a lot of comments, or people in the comment section saying that, they have a loved one that has passed. They wish to speak with that loved one. I know it's hard to see a loved one go. It's hard to say goodbye, whether you knew they were sick with something fatal or not. It's always hard to say goodbye, but talking to the dead, it's not as simple as you guys think. It's not just you pay someone, the person calls them, they come, you say your goodbyes, and then you walk away. Remember, it's something in the spiritual realm. People who are not used to the spiritual realm, you don't really know the dangers of it, because when you're calling this loved one, or you contact a medium to call your loved one, sometimes it may not be a loved one. It might be a negative entity. Sometimes the loved one appears, and the loved one can appear with a negative entity unbeknownst to you. So you speak to this being that resembles your loved one, sounds like your loved one, may not be your loved one, but because they're spiritual beings, they know what to say. They can recall memories for some reason and pretend to be that person, and then now you just let in a dark spirit. And some mediums too, they take your money, and then I don't know how they do it, but they take your money and they attach that dark spirit to you. Now you have this tormenting, things start happening, and you won't know it's not possessed, you won't know you're being tormented or followed or watched by this evil spirit until you start connecting the dots, when it's already kind of like too late. If the person really knows what they're doing, they will already know there's an evil entity here. They'll tell you, hey, so and so is here, but there's also an evil entity, if not more than one, that's here. And they have to be powerful to cast them back where they came from. If not, you guys are in trouble, to the point that if these evil entities are, I guess, vengeful or full of rage, they can even kill you right there on the spot. So you got to be very, very careful. I've heard of stories, even my mom has told me stories, where pastors have converted from being warlocks or mediums or whatever, people who deal with dark spirits. They, Haitian pastors, of course, they switched over because they used to practice this, and then there's a certain prayer that they say to put them into the spiritual realm. And there, I guess they're meeting with a demon or whatever it is to get whatever they want. And then they come, and this is something that they do all the time. But for some particular reason, at that moment, they couldn't remember the prayer to come back to the natural. So now they're stuck in the spiritual realm. And they say that when they're stuck in the spiritual realm, they can't remember the prayer. I guess there's a certain amount of time you can stay there until it gets too dangerous for you. So once that your time is coming to an end, they couldn't remember the prayer to come back to the physical realm. And then they said that all they can see, they don't go too much in detail, but they say all they can see is that Satan was coming to take their life. And since they couldn't remember what to say, they didn't want to die, they just called the name of Jesus. And then as soon as they called the name of Jesus, scared out of their mind, they open their eyes and they see that they're back in the physical realm. So then they just...
I was gonna say something. It's not all the time when they call Jesus and God was able to help them. Because sometimes when you call the evil spirit, and even if you call Jesus, if it's your time, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Not all the time when you call Jesus and then Jesus come and save you.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if God wants to use that person to, I guess, testify or give a testimony, then they come back, he saves them. But I wouldn't say he can't save them. He chooses to leave them to their vices.
Maybe.
Yes, you can say. But to make a long story short, we hear of seances, we hear of mediums, we hear of contacting the dead. I would tread very softly and be very careful opening that door, because your physical eyes cannot see in the spiritual realm, and you don't know what you're letting into your life. Trying to say goodbye to a loved one, it may not be a loved one, and it may cost your demise. So I would say be very careful, guys. We have this comment. It says your uncle was turned into what? So when someone kills someone via voodoo, the goal for the witch or warlock who killed the person is to raise that person up, to turn them into a slave for labor. So they go and work all day and they come back. And one thing I forgot to tell you guys is that when they do raise them up from the dead, what they do is after they beat them the 3 times, they have them pass in their area. It's a sign of disrespect for the family. So what they do is they have them, it's like, for example, if you live in, I'm going to just name a city, Miami. The person lives somewhere in Miami. So what they'll do is they'll have that person walk in their street where they used to live. They have them pass by their home. And when they pass by their home, is it the person that killed them that says the name of the dead that's walking?
No, the one that they raised from the dead.
Oh, they say it themselves?
Yeah, he or she has to say that I'm passing by.
But you're not allowed to see them. You're not allowed to go to the window.
You can't go outside.
So you can't see them in the window at all?
You can't. If you do that, you're gonna blind. You're gonna go blind, yeah.
Okay, so I've been hearing this, but he was born and raised there. So the dead, they're walking, and I guess they're tied up. They're walking and they're on their street, passing by their house, and they have to state their name. They have to say, so-and-so is passing. Like if their name was John Doe. John Doe is here. John Doe is passing, out loud. So everyone in the neighborhood who figured that the person died via magic, they already know, like he said, to not go outside, not to look, or else you go blind. Because there's like a force, or it's still mystical. Everything that's happening is still mystical, still voodoo, heavily voodoo. So if you look outside, you go blind. I don't know why, but that's how it's always been said, and everybody knows to not look. So this person killed this person to go and do slave labor. So when the uncle went and raised up the niece, that was a sign of disrespect to the witch, because that's her worker you just stole. She had plans. I'm sorry, I know it's your sister, but
yeah, you can keep talking.
But I'm not talking about your sister, but in general, that's their worker you just stole. They already made huge plans for this person. They killed them with a purpose. Terrible purpose, but they killed them with a purpose, and you just stole their worker. So I'm sure the witch, because she wasn't at a higher level than the uncle, has to go and seek someone who has a higher level than the uncle. And I guess the uncle was pretty high in whatever level he was. So what they'll try to do is they'll try to kill you. Kill the uncle or whoever disrespected them and stole their worker by bringing them back to life. If they can't kill you because you have such a high level, they'll turn you into whatever animal. In this case, he was turned into a cow.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, he was turned into a cow. I've heard people being turned into cats, fish, even, was it birds or ducks or something like that?
There's a bird. How do you call that bird again? The one that used to be outside.
Owl?
Owl, yeah.
They turned them into owls?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is stuff I've been hearing as a little kid. It sounds scary, especially at night. As a little kid, you going to sleep after hearing something like that. But it does happen, and sometimes they leave you there as an animal, I guess, for them to feel good that they have you as an animal, or they can even sell you. Well, that's where it gets crazy, because if you're a cow and they sell you, and that person thinks they're buying a cow, then they're eating a human who appears to be a cow. So in a sense, it's like cannibalism. So yeah, that's kind of scary if you really think about it. All the meat going on. But I digress. But yeah, so he got turned into a cow, so that, I guess you guys don't know where he is.
No.
He's could have been eaten by now.
Yeah.
Or
we don't know if
someone's pet cow.
That cow's still alive. We don't know.
He's not a cow. Don't say the cow. That's your uncle.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, there you go, guys. We had this comment. It says your uncle was turned into what? So when someone kills someone via voodoo, the goal for the witch or warlock who killed the person is to raise that person up, to turn them into a slave.